Hi guys, welcome back with a new episode about the 14 cheapest countries to visit. After the numerous lockdowns and border closures of 2020, people all over the world are dying to get out and travel. We've all spent so much time stuck at home, reading, watching movies, and scanning social media, intrigued by photos and videos of beautiful, far-off places. And there are plenty of novice travelers who have never felt more inspired to go see the world. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any videos. So for anyone looking to plan a trip somewhere affordable, here are the cheapest countries to visit. 1. Cambodia. Southeast Asia is a notoriously cheap area to visit. It is also incredibly beautiful and filled with art, history, flavorful food, religious architecture, and mind-blowing natural landscapes. Cambodia is probably the cheapest country to visit in Southeast Asia. Top things to do in Cambodia include visiting the magnificent ancient Khmer temples in Siem Reap, and touring the museums and palaces in the capital city of Phnom Penh. 2. Laos. Laos is another affordable country in Southeast Asia. From the glittering Buddhist temples to the lush forests and waterfalls, this nation is perfect for history lovers and outdoor enthusiasts alike. Monuments, palaces, temples, museums, shrines, and other stunning pieces of architecture can be found all over the country. There are also lots of picturesque waterfalls scattered around the landscape, including the Quang Si waterfall. 3. Vietnam. As one of the best countries in the world for street food, Vietnam should have a place on every foodie's travel bucket list. The markets in Vietnam are outstanding. You can indulge in a wide variety of local dishes and barely spend more than a couple of USD. Vietnam is also famous for its unique natural attractions, including the limestone islands of Ha Long Bay. Accommodation and transportation are both very affordable here as well. 4. Indonesia. Indonesia is a country in Southeast Asia composed of thousands of islands. This means it is incredibly diverse. You can visit the most popular island of Bali, or head to the quieter tourist islands such as Lombok, Java, or Sumbawa. Regardless, Indonesia is a very cheap country to travel to. It is wise to just pick a handful of islands and fully explore those, rather than hopping from island to island constantly and spending lots of money on transport. 5. Nepal. For adventurous travelers looking to explore the most remote corners of the globe, Nepal is a great place to go. It's one of the cheapest Asian countries to visit outside of Southeast Asia. Many people come here to hike Mount Everest, but that is only for extremely fit and ambitious travelers. And with lots of money saved, because hiking Mount Everest is super expensive. 6. Morocco. As far as African countries go, Morocco is one of the most affordable. It's not as cheap as Southeast Asia, but it's still overall one of the cheapest countries to visit if you can avoid the tourist traps. For example, Marrakesh is a chaotic and colorful city in Morocco. Most travelers visit here to explore the massive Medina and to book tours into the Sahara Desert or the Atlas Mountains. Marrakesh can be very cheap if you buy your food at local eateries instead of tourist restaurants in Jemma Lfnaa, the main tourist square. Hostels around Morocco generally cost between $8 and $10 and tours are affordable as well. 7. Nicaragua. If you're living in the USA and you'd like to travel somewhere cheap, Central America is the place to go. From the low prices of food, accommodation, and activities, to the short and cheap flights to get there, Nicaragua is a gorgeous country. Popular things to do in Nicaragua include hiking and sandboarding on volcanoes, admiring the Spanish colonial architecture in the cities, and surfing at the remote beaches. 8. El Salvador. Also one cheapest countries to visit in Central America, El Salvador, a small place, is known for its natural beauty. There are lots of beautiful lakes, volcanoes, beaches, and waterfalls to explore, as well as some fascinating Mayan ruins and archaeological sites. So if you love history and nature, El Salvador is the perfect country to visit. As with most countries in Central and South America, food is cheapest if you stick to the local dishes. You can find big plates of local food for $3, whereas a meal of foreign food like pizza or burgers costs closer to $10. 9. Guatemala. Guatemala is a geographically diverse and stunning country. Located just below Mexico, it's very close to the USA, so you can find flights there for as cheap as $100. Guatemala has a thriving Mayan culture. You'll find lots of traditionally dressed locals living the way their ancestors did. You'll most likely hear other indigenous languages in addition to Spanish here as well. Guatemala has beach towns, highlands and mountains, and tropical rainforests within its borders. 10. Bolivia. As one of the cheapest countries to visit in South America, Bolivia is a favorite among backpackers and budget travelers. This country is very traditional, so you'll get to see the real South American way of life. Highlights in Bolivia include the surreal landscape of Salar de Uyuni, the world's largest salt flat. For a real adventure, venture off the tourist trail and visit remote local villages or hike in the Amazon jungle. 11. Colombia. Located in the north of South America, Colombia is an underrated tourist destination. With breathtaking beaches and marine life on the coast, and colorful architecture and historic villages inland, Colombia has something for everyone. Popular things to do in Colombia include touring coffee plantations, hiking volcanoes, trekking in the national parks, snorkeling near the northern beaches, and exploring the cities of Medellin and Cartagena. Keep reading our tips how to travel on a budget and the best ways to save money while traveling. 12. Bulgaria. Many people don't think of Europe as a super cheap place to visit. Scandinavia is extremely expensive, and most of Western Europe is quite pricey as well. But Eastern Europe is often just as cheap as Central America or Southeast Asia. Bulgaria is actually one of the cheapest countries to visit in Europe. It's not very touristy, so the locals are extremely welcoming. 13. Poland. For history lovers, Poland is a great place to visit. Full of museums and historical sites, you most likely won't have to pay more than $5 or $10 United States dollars to enter some of the country's most popular attractions. Poland is also home to lots of colorful, photogenic architecture, which you can obviously admire and photograph for free. 14. Romania. And finally, another cheapest country to visit in Europe is Romania. Not to use a cliché, but Romania is truly a hidden gem of Europe. It is a beautiful country with so many cool things to see, but it has very few tourists and it is extremely cheap. A highlight of the country is the Transylvania region, which is home to numerous impressive castles and lots of quaint, charming, colorful villages. You can also visit Romania to explore the wilderness, including the majestic Carpathian Mountains and the beaches bordering the Black Sea. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe and turn on the post notifications.